forests. The trees here are so beautiful.
I knew I heard this monster.
Don't know how well I'd have managed by myself. You have my thanks. You've helped me, so I suppose the least I can do is find out what Isran wants. Of course he did. He's been working on that place for years now. Never lets anyone in. His own little fortress. Well, I'll meet you there. I'll see you at Fort Dawnguard.
Fucking horse.
I'll see you in pieces.
haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? Well, just look around, will you? Isran wants me? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear that I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me... Vampires. Really? Oh, and I suppose now he remembers that I proposed no less than 3 different scenarios that involved vampires overrunning the population. Well, what are they up to? Well, that's actually something I never would have anticipated. Interesting. I'm not sure what they would do with one, but in this case, Isran is probably correct in thinking it isn't good. But I'm not just going to abandon what I've been working on here. It's too useful. I need at least 1 intact dwarven gyro. So either I need to find the satchel those mud crabs stole, or I need another gyro from someplace. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you? Fine, fine. I can't afford to forget about this work, though. Some very interesting applications. Now, where is it I'm supposed to be going?
Dawnguard.
Ah, been working more on his secret hideout,
Dawnguard. Fort
Dawnguard.
Dawnguard.
I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as I can.
Okay.
See you there.
When I was young, I journeyed with my father on hunting expeditions into Morrowind. The cliff racers made for excellent sport. Yes?
Fuck.
All right, Isran. You've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful.
So welcome to Fort Dawnguard. I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And... have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
Hope you're getting along with Isran. He takes some getting used to. I like what Isran has done with the place. It's good to see someone else who's really prepared. Very few people appreciate all the horrible things that can happen to you if you're not being cautious.
I love the cold air. It's exhilarating. Perhaps it's because of my...
Why am I carrying too much? Ah, my hood.
blood, but there's something about it that makes me feel alive.
I dropped it.
There are at least 30 different ways of being attacked and killed in your own home at any given moment.
Soreen needs help with her. Speak with Gunmar. He has something for you. May you always prevail.
Look!
I knew it would come to this one day. There's only one thing worth remembering. When it comes to vampires, if you're sloppy or careless, you're dead. And good people will die because of you. I've lasted this long because I don't take chances. I cover my tracks and I keep my eyes open. If you're smart, you'll do the same. only what I've heard. Back in the Second Era, the Jarl of Riften had a son.
I really
Adventurous
miss traveling
type.
like this.
Too much for his
Walking the
own
breadth of
good, it
Skyrim
seems.
has always filled
Wound
my
up turning
heart
into a
with
vampire. The Jarl, unable to kill his own son, spent a fortune building this keep and hiring men to guard it. Their job was to keep the Jarl's son contained within. They took it seriously, and served honorably. They were eventually forced to put him down. The Jarl banished them from the hold, but they stuck to their cause. Fought vampires wherever they found them. I aim to continue that mission. This is Fort Dawnguard. Originally owned by the Jarl of Riften back in the Second Era, it was a bit of a black mark on the hold's history. I'm trying to put it to good use. Stay alert. This vampire showed up while you were away. I'm guessing it's the one you found in Dim Hollow Crypt. Says it's got something really important to say to you. So let's hear it.
You probably weren't expecting to see me again. I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen, before your friend here loses his patience. Well, it's about me, and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me. The reason I had it, and why I was down there. It all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it. It's pointless and vague, like all prophecies. The part he latched onto said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. That's what he's after. He wants to control the sun. Have vampires control the world. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll. I'm sorry. I had heard there were vampire hunters here. I thought they might want to know about a vampire plot to enslave the rest of the world. Was I wrong? That was the plan, yes. Assuming the rest of them can trust a vampire. Come on, I'll need you to help convince them.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now
My
tell
mother
me,
was strong.
is there any reason I shouldn't
She's the
kill
one
this
who instructed me
blood-sucking
on my
fiend
sword
right
fighting.
now?
Can you imagine?
Set my hatred aside? Not a chance. It's what keeps me strong. You better know what you're doing. It can stay for now, but if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it? You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it. Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a moth priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. Well, back before the wizards know... Let me know if you want me along. If you want to come along, it has to just be me and you.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep is for the weak.
May I just say, it's a pleasure to have you leading the college.
Jazargo had
Really.
expected to be named Archmage, but there is still time.
Until
I
next
love
time.
the code there.
You're not as
Succeeded
dumb
in-
as you look.
Perhaps it's because of my Nord blood.
So you do.
Something about
Thank
it
you.
makes me feel
This will
alive.
help quite a bit.
There are few places where one can pursue
Divine
my type
smile
of
on you,
work
friend.
without fear of persecution.
Until next time.
Until next
Why
time.
are my research materials constantly disappearing?
Why are my research materials constantly disappearing? Oh dear.
May your next fight bring you victory, friend. A moth priest? What in Oblivion do you need a moth priest for? Fine, fine. No need to get your britches in a twist. The obvious answer is to go to the Imperial City. The moth priests make their home in the White Gold Tower. Sometimes they go out looking for Elder Scrolls. Lucky for you, there's a moth priest in Skyrim right now, doing just that. He stopped in to do some research in the library, then left for Dragonbridge. If you hurry, you might catch him there. Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand.
Respect the law, and you'll have no trouble in Dragonbridge.
Something different about you, I can tell. People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face.
Make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
When I drew Grim Sever,
See ya.
the poor man soiled his armor.
Where is this priest?
Wait. I know you. Wait. I know you. Until next time.
You must be lost. The tavern is down the road a piece.
Ask people if there's a masked priest. If there would be any people around here, it'd be fine.
Don't think you can barter with me like one of those damn...
Take a room.
Don't start any trouble, and I think we'll get along just fine.
The meal's I serve. Seen a lot of travelers. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
No door.
Fate is the name. I keep the inn.
People say Skyrim is one of the most dangerous places in Tamriel. I think they're wrong. It's making...
Respect the law, and you'll have no trouble in Dragon.
I'm hoping to run my own inn someday. Fida's teaching me the innkeeper's trade.
Have you met my husband? Well, don't bother. He's a drunk. Nah, I don't think so. No! Of course. Next thing you know, there'll be more guards. And then we'll... He promised me, swore on his ancestors that he'd give up the... He even has some wolves guarding it. I swear, I should just cut out his tongue. That would be the end of it.
A moth priest? I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about that. Try asking one of the guards.
Wait. I know you.
Until next time.
You must be lost. The tavern is down the road a piece.
Working hard gives a man reason for drinking hard. Well, that and putting up with a wife like mine. Nah, I don't think so. Her name's Olda. If you've met her, then you probably already know what I'm talking about. I swear that woman is the most spiteful shrew in all... Hard to say. I just hope the bridge... Could be if one side wants to keep the other from coming. Damn right it has. Demand's never been so high. At least not since I built the new mill.
Wait. I know you. There's no mistake. You're a wanted woman, and it's time to pay for your crimes.
Since you put it that way, I think we can overlook your crime for now.
Until next time.
My father wanted me to
Wait.
follow in his footsteps.
I know you.
But I
Until
set
next
my
time.
expectations a bit higher. He never complained.
Priest.
I miss him.
Child.
Pa says I'm too young to fight in the war. But hey, you want to play a game? Really? All right. You pick. Tag or hide and seek. I know all the good spots. You stand right there and count to 10. No peeking. Ready? Okay, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Just a little bastard.
Fida's teaching me the Innkeeper's trade. She runs the Four Shields.
I heard you were at the wedding of the Emperor's cousin. In Solitude. Gods. That must have been horrible.
Respect the law, and you'll have no trouble in Dragonbridge.
Something different about you. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Until next time.
Mind you don't cross Tassius.
Wait. I know you.
Pa says I'm too young to fight in the war, but I can still help by patrolling the town. I don't know what a moth priest is, but I did see an old man in a robe not long ago. He was riding in a wagon with some Imperial guards. They didn't stop to visit, though. They rode through town, heading south, and went across the big bridge. It was only just a little bit ago. I bet you can catch them if you hurry up.
Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Better weapons.
Wait. I know you.
People say Skyrim is one of the most dangerous places in Tamriel. I think they're wrong. It's magnificent, and I'm proud to call it home.
4 breeds. Hold on. Scheiß drauf. Sleep, coffee.
wasn't me. Thank the Divines for you. I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools. You arrived just in time. Not as much as I would like. Even after spending decades of my life in study of the Elders.
Audio.
Set my aspirations
They remain
a
a
bit
great
higher.
mystery to
You
me.
never complain.
Thank the Divines for you. It is our sacred duty to study the Elder Scrolls. We read these ancient scrolls of prophecy in order to divine the future, and we use that knowledge to aid the Emperor. Sometimes, we venture out into the world in search of more scrolls for our library at the White Gold Tower. That is the very purpose that first brought me to Skyrim. It is the great spire at the heart of the Imperial City, among the tallest towers in all of Tamriel. The lower floors are home to the Imperial Council, and the Order of Moth Priests occupies the middle floors. The tower suffered damage in the recent war with the Altmeri Dominion, and is not what it once was. I hope one day to see it restored to its former glory.
Yeah.
If I'd known Skyrim was so dangerous, I'd have brought more guards.
Not yet.
You arrived just in time. These vampires claim that you do? All right then, enough mysteries. Well, you saved me from those vampires. I suppose the least that I can do is hear you out. Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
Let's go back there.
My mother was a strong
I'm
woman.
impressed you could find a
She's
moth
the one
priest
who
so
instructed
quickly.
me on my sword fighting. Can you
For the
imagine?
reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
My trip to Skyrim has become quite the adventure. Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail. Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me. An image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is... elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Do you have a moment to talk? That moth priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking. Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father, and that's saying something. Ever since he decided to make that prophecy his calling, we kind of drifted apart. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just... a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. That's always a possibility. She was almost as obsessed as my father by the time she shut me in. But I can't worry about that now. We need the scroll, and she's our only lead. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas? Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in. Well, I don't take just anyone into the secret parts of the place I grew up. Get rid of this interloper and you and I can be on our way. I'll wait for you at the dock.
I'm itching for a fight. Such a shame. I thought we were getting along so well. I'll head back to Riften if you should have second thoughts. It's good to see you again, dear. Bye, love.
Mjol told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Mjol's brought me nothing but safety and peace of mind.
Do you need anything, my love?
Dragon Scroll.
I'm sure you've made note of who's been the most helpful during your time here.
Archmage or not, my rules of... Finally came to your senses, huh? Realized what you gave up. Can't say I'm surprised. Tell you what, I'll sell it back to you for 4,000 coins. Oh, very well. I don't know how you expect me to keep this place in order when I can't make a profit. All this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Fight well.
Yes? I'm glad we're finally taking the fight to those monsters.
So, welcome back. Talk to the girl.
I'm ready if you are. Come on, it's just around the side.
Come on, you have to lead me. Oh man.
Look!
Whoa. Why is she skeleton as well?
Done and done. I knew I heard something. The old water cistern. On some days, this would smell just... Where'd you come from? We've made it to the courtyard. Oh no.
Wait, oh no. What's oh no?
What happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the first to set foot here in centuries. This used to lead into the castle's great hall. Looks like my father had it sealed up. I used to walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful once. This was my mother's garden. Do you know how beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years? She would have hated to see it like this. Wait.
Yeah, what's that?
Something's wrong with the moon dial here. Some of the crests are missing and the dial is askew. I didn't even know the crests could be removed. Maybe my mother's trying to tell us something.
Dead fish.
I'm telling you, there's something strange with the moon dial.
A few parts are missing. Some parts are missing. Okay. Uh-oh.
Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those tunnels before, but I'd bet they'd run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go.
Good.
I've never even seen this part of the castle before. Be careful. I don't know what might be around.
Giant monsters.
We're getting close. I'm sure of it.
I heard something. You.
We're getting close. I'm sure of it. Who's there? John, where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Done and done.
there? I knew I heard something. That'll teach you. Who's there? I knew I heard something.
War so klar, das war so klar.
I knew I heard something. Where'd you come Who's there? Where'd you come from? We're getting close. I'm sure of it.
Getting closer.
I don't think we've reached the top yet. I bet there's some kind of secret passage around here. Leave it to my mother. Always smarter than I gave her credit for. This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean, she taught me everything I know. But no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone. My mother was meticulous about her research. If we can find her notes, there might be some hints in there. Not that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. I had no idea her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room. But not looking at the equipment and materials, it looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy. I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for her. That's a long story. The short version is that my parents and we were followers of Molik Bal. I have to admit, I'm impressed. I didn't think you had the spirit for it. Now, you might already know that Molik Bal is the original source of vampirism. But what you probably don't know is that he still grants it to his more impressive followers. This isn't that watered-down child's power. I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig it up.
The true nature of orcs. I already know this. Let's take some. Precious. Any luck yet? You did? Let me see them. I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems, that the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn. The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself. That circle in the center of the room is definitely some kind of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn. A handful of soul gem shards. Oh,
damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place. Not bad. We'd better hope that's good enough. Mistakes with these kind of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. You just need to find them.
Yeah, I already got them.
Having trouble finding those ingredients? The soul care, it's ruled by unseen... Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in... Nobody really knows. As far as I've read stories. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. Because most of the stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the Necromancers, who end up dead or wishing they were dead. There's not a whole lot to tell. You've already seen my father's obsession. My mother's not a whole lot better, but you'll see that soon enough. It's not that simple. I guess it never is with families, is it? What about you? What were your parents like? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up a bad memory. Let's just keep going.
Uh-huh.
Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready. Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood. Of course. What is it? I've been asking myself. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost. Possibly. I guess even a vampire mother is still a mother. She worried about me. About all of us. But she wanted to get me as far away from my father as possible before he really went over the edge. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then? Alright, here goes.
Let's get that portal open.
Alright, that looked painful. Now that I think about it, I should have expected that. Sorry. It's hard to describe. The soul cairn is... well, hungry, for lack of a better word. There might be, but I don't think you're going to like it. Vampires aren't counted among the living. I could probably go through there without a problem. Not your first choice, I guess? Maybe. We could just pay the toll another way. It wants a soul, so we give it a soul. Yours. My mother taught me a trick or two. I could partially soul trap you and offer that gem to the Ideal Masters. It might be enough to satisfy. It would make you a bit weaker when we travel through the soul cairn, but we might be able to fix that once we're inside. Maybe. I'm sorry. I wish I knew a better way, something that would be easier for you. Just know that whatever path you choose, I won't think any less of you. Sometimes things just have to be done. I know that better than anybody.
Toll.
Have you made up your mind? Are you sure? You'll remain mortal, but you'll find yourself weakened within the soul cairn. I know this is difficult for you. I hope you trust me. I'd never do anything that could hurt you.
Oh. Good. I promise to make this as painless as possible. Hold still. Let's go. My mother must be waiting on the other side of it.
I no longer hunger, grow weary. Only those who have suffered long can find the light within the shadows.
What am I doing here? Stay away from the crystals, and you may find yourself becoming old. Get out while you can. I miss the warm sunshine, green grass, blue skies. I miss being alive.
Look at the sky. What kind of place is this? Just what my mother told. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then... Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul cairn takes just any leftovers.
No one ever escapes. There is no escape. Why would
Where'd you come from? Who's there? Done and done.
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this. Arvak, my horse. Please, he's such a loyal creature. Arvak? Arvak! Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
Who's there? Where'd you come from? Done and done. Where'd you come from?
place for you.
Now cast!
Mother? Mother!
Can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. To make everything right.
Wait a minute. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down. Glorious. Serana claims you're her guardian, yet your first instinct appears to be greed. I see that my daughter is still as naive as ever. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal, his place in oblivion. It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on stopping him? If you believe that,
Then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed. Serana, the stranger, aligns herself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to her.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever
I
have
want
that.
us to be a family
Maybe we don't deserve
again.
that kind of
Oh my
happiness.
god.
Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place. I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they crave. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here. The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach. Time has very little... I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game. Each watching the other to see which will give in. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
is food. Whew.